We talking.
Yeah.
We cooking with gas.
Welcome to Tallahassee, National Action in Action. And today, I bring you the best and the brightest throughout the country, throughout the nation. We have another exciting guest. Who do we have today? Sister Dianne Cox, Williams-Cox. Which one is it? I'm not sure.
Williams-Cox.
Williams-Cox, that's what it is. Okay. Dianne Williams-Cox, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
It is great. It is marvelous to have you here. And I am so glad that you had an opportunity to take time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. I know that I heard and I've seen you throughout the community and throughout Tallahassee. I know that you're running for office, but I just don't remember which office it is. What office are we running for?
Well, we're running for City Commission, seat 5.
City Commission, okay.
And I'm telling everybody, put 5 on me.
5 on
Put
it,
5
okay.
on me.
I got you, okay. 5 on it. Okay, let's tell me a little bit about County Commissioner seat 5.
City Commission seat 5 is currently being held by Gil Ziffer, who is not seeking re-election.
Correct.
And so once learning that Gil was not going to seek re-election, I thought this was a great opportunity to continue to serve our community.
Okay.
You don't have to be an elected official to serve, but it certainly helps if you know something about our community to be able to bring our community to the City Commission to help people understand the needs and desires of our citizens in the city.
Now, are you a citizen from this community, the surrounding area?
I am. I've lived in the same house since 1989.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell me a little bit about what your drive is to be the city commissioner.
I just believe that it is now time for our city commission and our government to look like our community. It needs to be a diversified city council. It needs to be of the people, because it is of the people, for the people, and by the people. Is what our government is supposed to be. And I think that there's a need for the type of voice, a unique voice that I can bring to City Hall based on my living experiences. You know, I've lived on the South Side since 1990 in that same house, and I enjoy living where I live because I love being able to get to work quickly.
Okay.
You know, living 7 minutes from work, and everything I need is in a 5-mile radius. Okay. So I love that, but I also love working in the community, working with people who have a common agenda, and that's what we need, that collective impact, not just the South Side, not just the North Side, but all of Tallahassee. You know, I have an article in the paper today that I wrote. It is indeed my opinion. I'm Tallahassee proud. We have some issues, we have some problems,
Everyone does.
but we're going to work through those, and we are a proud community. We're not who people say we are who we say we are.
With that being said, and Tallahassee being known as, I guess, one of the top cities in the country, how do we keep that status?
Well, there are several things that we need to do. We need to make sure that we're inclusive, and we need to make sure that we don't create a system of the haves and the have-nots. And so the way to do that is to make sure that we apply justice equally, and that we'll provide opportunities equally. And that's what I want to bring to the City Commission. I want to bring transparency, I want to bring accountability, and I want to bring ethics. Not to say that it did not exist, but we know that based on the newspapers and what's been reported, we're having a challenge there. And so I think that we can do better, and with the new City Commission, we will do better. And you know, making sure that crime continues to drive down. I applaud the efforts of the sheriff and the chief of police and the highway patrol working together to hold our crime down, because no one wants to be known as a top crime city. No. We want to be known as the top economic cycle, a system that makes people want to come here. We're the home of 2 major universities, one which I graduated from and the other I attended, Florida A&M University and Florida State University and TCC and others. We're a hub of education, academia, and technology, and we just need to make sure we harvest that and make it work for everyone.
Now, I'm not going to drag you down the paper polls, the Democrat and the nation criticizing what we do in Tallahassee, but I'm going to ask you some question is, tell me something about the CRA. What are we planning on doing with that? I hear that that's a big issue on the city these days.
Well, it is a big issue, and there are 2 CRAs. It's like the tale of 2 cities. There are 2 CRAs. Okay. There's one that's been around for 17 years, and that's the Greater Frenchtown Southside CRA, and it's been kind of quiet. You know, there hadn't been a lot of things happening over these past 17 years. And then there's a downtown CRA where there seems to be a hustle and bustle of activity. Well, I think that we're now paying close attention, and now the downtown CRA is on the board of being sunsetted because they've gotten all the blight out of downtown,
Right.
and so now the focus is on Greater Frenchtown and Southside. And I always tell people, stay woke. We need to stay woke. We need to pay attention. We need to attend meetings. If we can't go, we need to send representatives to make sure we have folks who will make sure our voices are heard, because we are in need of doing some great things with that CRA money on the south side and in the Greater Frenchtown area.
Well, I know that there is a church that's petitioned them and that's currently working with them. I believe that's Bethel Missionary Baptist Church.
Bethel Missionary Baptist Church, and they didn't just start.
No,
this has been an ongoing
commitment
and ongoing ask to do some things to transform the downtown and the Frenchtown area.
I believe they own somewhere around 25 acres plus. They have a couple other projects they're working on.
Right.
What can we do to have more involvement, not just from churches but communities as well?
We need our community leaders and our community followers.
Okay.
We need to put our willing hearts and our working hands together to make this work. There are those who may not believe that we can come together and work, but I believe we can. I believe we can, and as President Obama said, yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
And I'm going to say, yes, we will. With the proper support downtown and in the surrounding areas, and we'll be able to do this. To make sure that citizens are satisfied and they have what they need. Having food deserts in communities and what have you. CRA dollars should be used to help fix those kinds of things, and so we're going to work on doing that. And I think part of the plans for what Bethel has put forward includes a grocery store, and so that people can walk to the grocery store. So it's going to be a good work.
Now, speaking of food deserts, there is one on the south side as well. Now, with it encompassing the city, how does the commission look at possibly looking at that as well, addressing that issue?
Well, of course, on the south side, we have Piggly Wiggly and Mr. Roy Moore, who is a great community partner, and he's done a yeoman's job in showing support in our community. And then there's a Save-A-Lot that's right across the street from there. And once upon a time, there was a Winn-Dixie.
It was.
And the Winn-Dixie closed. And the Winn-Dixie closed in several other parts of town. But I would just say this. I think that we need to look at bringing other grocery stores into town. We're working on farmers markets with fresh fruit and vegetables. That's taking place over in the Walker Ford community, Bond community. That's awesome. We need more of those because our children need to know where fruit and vegetables come from, and they don't just come from the store. They come from the earth, and they should have a hand in making sure that they understand how to be able to feed themselves. I grew up in Gaston County, an agricultural town. And my grandmother, I grew up with an extended family raised by my grandmother with cousins and a sister. She had us working in that garden around that house. We had all kinds of greens and beans and okra, which I hate to this day, and other vegetables. And we didn't realize it. We didn't realize that we were poor because we never went to bed hungry because my grandmother, she knew how to take those vegetables and freeze them. She knew how to can, and I hated doing it. I hate it because we didn't have central heating air, and I was in that hot kitchen canning, and so I now understand what she was doing. She was like the woman in Proverbs 31. She was industrious and took care of us, and she tried to teach us. And some of us learned, and some of us decided we make our money another way.
I heard that. With that being said, how would the Tallahassee community get more information about Dianne Williams-Cox and her campaign, what she's doing?
Absolutely. Please visit me at www.votewilliamscox.com, and also visit me on Facebook. Dianne is with 2 N's. My grandmother named me when my mom was 4 months pregnant. Thank God I was a girl.
All right.
But Dianne is spelled Dianne, for FOR City Commission 5. You for City Commission Seat 5 on Facebook. And you can also email me at Dianne4citycommission5@gmail.com.
With that being said, and with the Chamber's Club, we don't have a problem with it because we want everybody to have an opportunity to know who you are,
right.
Get to know more about you. I know you ran in another race some time ago as well, but today we're focusing on the city race. And what I want you to fully understand is I want the citizens to really get an understanding of what are you bringing to the table.
Okay, I'm bringing Academia, I have a bachelor's degree in data processing technology from Florida A&M University. I have a master's of business administration from Nova Southeastern University. I am a certified project manager through Project Management Institute. I'm a certified public manager. I am the wife of one husband, and I am the mother of 3 adult sons and 6 grandchildren. And I have been working in our community as a volunteer. I've served on school advisory councils. I've been the football booster president, basketball boosters, baseball boosters. Wherever my children were, that's where I was. School advisory council, that's where I was. I lobbied for a new high school on the south side. I've also worked in many other projects in the community. I am just wanting to make sure that our voices are heard. And many times there are those who may not be willing to go out front. I'm okay with going out front and saying, this is wrong, this is right, thank you, and this we need to do more of this. So I want to make sure that people understand I'm a voice. I'm not, trying to be militant. I just want us to have our fair share. And so that's the kind of voice that I want to bring to the City Commission. I'm also going to be an accessible City Commissioner. You're welcome to have my cell phone number. Reach me by any means necessary. Let me know what I can do better. And I also say this, once elected, if I'm not getting the job done, you have the right to fire me by not re-electing me. I am not doing this for a career. I'm doing this because I believe for such a time as this, it is time that we have a solid voice on the City Commission.
Well, with that being said, City Commission is, I think, the 3 spots that are available.
Yes.
The new mayor. How do you think all these pieces are going to fall together with you being a part of that?
I think that based on my management style, which is one of collaboration and consensus building, I think we will be able to work together in jail. And we will also have some commissioners who will be remaining. And so I kind of look to them to help us to come together, because they will be the leaders. They will be the seniority or senior members of the commission. And I look forward to learning from them, but also not just, taking what somebody else says. I'm a data person. I believe in show me the data and I can tell you the story. And, you can make data tell a story. So I'm really, really informed and woke when it comes to data and statistics to help drive outcomes. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to do that kind of thing. I'm not going to just be fed. I am going to learn how to do it myself so that I can then send it back to the people. And I believe we need to take it to our citizens, not have them always come to us. We need to take these meetings to where they can be involved, where they can see us.
Now, I know that you say you're accessible, and I see you at a multitude of events. I see you throughout the entire community, and I really, really know that you're out in the community doing what you have to do. But there's also a question that we have as well that just came into the studio.
Okay.
The question is,
Ms. Cox, you just mentioned that you believe in taking the meetings to the citizens as well as the citizens coming to you. Question number 1 is, when did Tallahassee, the city of Tallahassee, start having their meetings at 4:30? And is there a process in which we could get the move back where the majority of the citizens can attend the meetings? Because having a meeting at 4:30, even the employees that are residents of the city can't attend the meetings. Right. So that has been one question that's burned me since I've been here for like 18 years. And then my mother moved here from South Florida, and she was stunned. She was baffled because the commission meetings are not where the majority can attend.
Right. I'm not sure when that started, but it is definitely a concern that I'm hearing throughout this community, that working people are not able to attend meetings that occur at 9 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So if we're really wanting citizen input, we need to make sure that we give them an opportunity and make it available and convenient for them. If for whatever reason we have to have meetings at 4 o'clock, then perhaps we need to have some pre-meetings or some community meetings to gather that input, so that when we go into those meetings, we have the input of the citizens. And I encourage citizens to not shy away from it. If you want to be heard, come at whatever time they say the meetings are. Do whatever you need to do to get there, or send someone there so that you can be heard. Because by me saying it over and over again, I'm just one. But there's power in numbers,
Right.
showing up saying this is what we want.
Do you know if there's a particular process that we as citizens can start, like maybe petition or whatever to move to get it?
Absolutely. We petition about a lot of things.
Yes, we do.
And so if someone can start a petition.
Okay.
To request that change occurs. No guarantees that it will work, but your voice will certainly be heard.
Okay.
Now, as a city commissioner, it will move me. As a planning commissioner, we had a meeting, well, several meetings, but this one particular one stands out in that it lasted until 1 o'clock in the morning because we had to hear everyone who had something to say. They came, the Myers Park and the Kalarn estate individuals came, and we had to hear every one of them. And that's what I want. I want to hear what citizens have to say.
Right.
Because when it's time to be elected, I'm out here asking you for your vote.
Right.
And your vote of confidence to me is saying that you won't stop listening to me after you're elected.
Right.
And that's one of the things I want to make sure of. I'm not going away. Elected or not, I'm not going away.
I'm going to be with you.
But I want to be elected so that I can help with what we need to do next. Because we're on the verge of doing some great things here in Tallahassee. I know it. I know it to be true.
Now you spoke on the issue of crime and reduction of crime that Chief DeLeo and also the sheriff has done at Neal. What are some of the additional programs that we possibly look at coming forth, or maybe some add-ons, something we're maybe doing with the city right now?
I think one of the biggest things that's a stigma in our community is that we mistake mental illness for criminal activities. And we need to be able to discern whether this person is mentally ill, off their meds or need to be on meds, or if they're really trying to do harm and cause be a criminal. That many times we will find, if with a little training, some conversation, we will find that what we have here is someone who is self-medicated because they don't have health care to be able to see a doctor. So they're self-medicating or whatever they can find, the street corner pharmacists, unlicensed. And so it causes them to do some things that we would not want to do, and it's not acceptable in our community. So I think that we need to determine whether we're dealing with mental illness. I think also poverty is a big part of what's happening with crime. And I was at a forum recently, and some of my opponents were saying, we need to do this for these people, and we need to do that for these people. Well, I am one of these people. Poverty, you can't, in my opinion, you can't fix poverty with the child. You got to fix poverty with the parent. Yeah. And it will trickle down to the child, because you can do whatever you want to do with that child. That child is going to go home, and they're going to do what they see their parents doing, and the parents not going to understand. So we need to make sure the parents have jobs that pay livable wages. We need to make sure that they can have health care. Make sure they have sick leave and vacation time so when the children get sick. And they need to have enough money to be able to feed their kids. So the kids shows up at school, they're not wet, they're not hungry, they're not tired, they're ready to learn. So those things, all those things pour into the crime, because if you don't get an education where you get a job, you don't have money, you get hungry, you start doing things that you wouldn't necessarily want to do, but you're trying to survive.
Now you hit the subject that I was going to hit next, and you nailed it. But the issue that I have is jobs.
Yes.
Industries. How do we bring business to Tallahassee? What do we need to do to get the businesses to come or want to be a part of? We have the educated kids from college, and we also have the people who've been here for a while. Right. But how do we get the business industry into Tallahassee? What can
resource companies are doing some things like that. But it's not well known, and I suspect that it's not being used as much as it could be. So we need to find opportunities to expand on those kinds of activities to reward businesses and business owners for hiring local and, if necessary, bringing people in.
Now, the city has a program that they do every summer for high school students.
Yes.
What about during the course of the school year? Is it possible that we can get partner with businesses as well, because they don't need money just during the summer? Right. Well,
they need money year-round. They need, yes, and speaking as, like I said, the mother of adult sons, I feel the pain. I felt the pain.
I still feel it.
Well, I think it all comes down to funding and the availability of money to be able to do a program like that all year long, and the allocation of funds. And we have to be very careful that we don't put ourselves into a situation where we begin to ask for more tax dollars to be able to do these. But I think that where it's necessary and where it's warranted, we can show a good cause for doing that, then we may be able to get additional funding, leverage using a federal grant or something to help make that happen through maybe the Department of Education or Department of Justice.
With that being said, we know education is key not only in Tallahassee but throughout the country.
Yes.
But what would you say would be, if I had to pick one characteristic of Dianne Williams-Cox, what would you say would be the best characteristic, or one of the best, not going to say just one of the best characteristics that we have bringing you into the City Commission?
Well, the fact that I have the experience.
Okay.
I hear folks saying that, they have a track record. Well, I have a track record
Yes.
too. My track record is not as an elected official, which I think is even more important. What are you doing even though you're not an elected official? And I have a track record of 30 years working in our community to speak for those who are maybe voiceless and to try to bring justice to those who need justice. And to say, hey, my brother needs a hand up. He's not asking for a handout. He's asking for a hand up. What can we do to help them get what they need? This is a very educated community. But by the same token, there are many of us who don't have that education. And so I think it's incumbent upon all of us to reach back and to help a brother or sister up, because we have not overcome until we've all overcome. And that we've just got to do our part. Sometimes it's a thankless job. Sometimes you get beat up, but you just have to, shake it off and keep going.
I think I read and heard somewhere, if you do what you do to the least of you, you've done to me.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Hey,
So,
that's my big brother Jesus said that.
I heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
I know that to be true.
Yeah.
With us closing and you taking time out your schedule, first of all, I want to thank you. But then again, I want another opportunity for you to let Tallahassee know how to get more information about Dianne Williams-Cox as well.
All right, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. And as a member of the National Action Network,
Yes, ma'am.
I really encourage others to become a member of the National Action Network. You don't know what you need until you need it, and I'm telling you right now, you need it before you need it.
That's true.
So let's get on it.
So,
You can reach out to me. My website is www.votewilliamscox.com, and my Facebook page is Dianne. That's with 2 N's. Williams-Cox, and Williams is hyphen Cox for City Commission seat 5. And you may also reach me via email at Dianne4, F-O-R, citycommission5@gmail.com.
well, I'm going to close. But I want to get this one, because I had one question I really wanted to ask you real quick.
Okay.
And the question was about the importance of the vote.
Oh my God.
I forgot to mention that, but I just want to make sure that you express the importance.
Let me just say,
Please.
people have died
Yes.
for the right to vote.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't believe it, you just do a little research. Dogs and water. We're at a point where it's so easy to vote. If you have the right to vote, it is so easy to exercise that right. You can vote by mail. Just go online or call the supervisor elections office and request your ballot to be sent to the house, complete it, and send it back in. You may go and vote early voting beginning on this Saturday, the 18th, all the way through the Sunday, fourth Sunday. You'll be able to vote early. And then, of course, the day of the vote, August 28th. Now, I encourage you to vote early, because if there's a problem, you have time to get it fixed before Election Day.
Correct.
If it's raining, you know how we don't want to go in the rain on Election Day. If it's raining on Election Day, you will have already voted. We need folks to understand we have all these ways to vote. People have died for you to have the right to vote. And we have 1.6 million felons who cannot vote that want to vote. So while you have the chance, you should exercise your right to vote. And even if you decide not to vote for me, vote, vote, vote. But I hope that you can find in your heart of hearts to vote for me. I'm at the bottom of the ballot, but I want to be at the top of your hearts.
Well, Sister Dianne Williams-Cox, I want to thank you again. I want everybody to listen to us to also understand that we have a meeting coming up on Wednesday, the Family Life Center. It's a forum for candidates. It's going to start at 9 o'clock. It's going to run through 5 o'clock. That's this week. Make sure that you come out, listen to the candidates, have an opportunity to talk to them, an opportunity to hear what they're talking about, have an opportunity to make a good selection for yourself. Signing off, Don Tolliver for Tallahassee National Action in Action. I'll see you next week. Have a great day.